Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So it's text 40 today, huh? Etan me pritchtataha prashnan harihe karma vivitsaya bruhi me ajnasya mitratvat ajaya nashta chokshusha etan me pritchtataha prashna etan me pritchtata prashna harihi karma vivitsaya harihi karma vivitsaya bruhi me gyasya mitratvat bruhi me gyasya mitratvat ajaya nashta chokshusha ajaya nashta chokshusha etan me pritchtataha prashnan harihi karma vivitsaya bruhi me gyasya mitratvat ajaya nashta chakshusha etan me pritchtataha prashnan hare karma vivitsaya bruhi me gyasya mitratvat ayatya jasta etan me pritchtataha prashnan hare karma vivitsaya bruhi me gyasya mitratvat ajaya nashta chakshusha etan me pritchtataha prashnan harihi karma vivitsaya bruhi me gyasya mitratvat ajaya nashta chakshusha etan all these may my pritchtataha of one who inquires prashnan questions harihe of the Supreme Lord karma pastimes vitsaya desiring to know bruhi kindly describe me unto me ajnasya of one who is ignorant mitratvat because of friendship. Ajaya, by the external energy. Nashta chukshusha, those who have lost their vision. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. My dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. I'm just waiting for you to make these arrangements before, because you're hiding behind the pillar there. Okay, I'll read the translation again, since you were doing things in the middle. My dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for those who have lost their vision. Purport: Vidura put forward many varieties of questions with a view to understanding the principles of transcendental loving service to the Lord. As stated in Bhagavad-gītā 2:41, devotional service of the Lord to the Lord is one, and the mind of the devotee is not diverted to the many branches of uncertainties. Vidura's purpose was to be situated in that service of the Lord, wherein one merges undivertedly. He claimed the friendship of Maitreya Muni, not because he was Maitreya's son, but because Maitreya was actually the friend of all who have lost their spiritual vision due to material influence. Itan me prichataha prashnam hare karma vivitsaya bruhi me yasha mitradvat adhyaya nashta chukshushaha. My dear sage, I have put all these questions before you with a view to knowing the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the friend of all, so kindly describe them for all those who have lost their vision. So, so Vidura here makes it clear that his interest is in the pastimes of Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not in anything else. As Prabhupada says, he quotes Bhagavad-gītā, the verse which states that, how does it go now? 241. Anybody remembers? 241? Loudly and clearly. Loud and clear. He anantascha. That is the last line. Vyavasayatmika buddhiya ekeha kuranand. Buddhayo vyavasayat. Buddhayo vyavasayin. Avyavasayinam. Yeah. So this verse states that those who are irresolute, as Krishna, those who are avyavasayatmika buddhi, don't have a fixed intelligence. Their intelligence is, as Krishna puts it, many branched. They have many bahushaka. It moves in many directions. And that we see very clearly in the world today. Please, if so many, very few people here, and if those who are here, they move around and do things, then it's very distracting. There's no need for this, really. Who is hearing this? There's just too many distractions. I'm trying to, communicate with the audience, and if they are, all over the place, it becomes very difficult, especially when we are so few here. It's the problem when we are few, then it puts those who are here, they are on the spot. I notice you. Sorry about that, but so, yeah, we see that very clearly, that in the world, there's people, they are, especially nowadays, when there are so many diversions, so many distractions. We have our smartphone, that's the biggest distraction. And the attention span of people is going down and down and down. They cannot pay attention to anything for any length of time. And so many ideas are flashing into their heads. Maybe I should do this, this looks interesting. This caught my senses, but the devotee shouldn't be like that. We should be ikeha. We should have this vyavasayatmika buddhi, this one-pointed intelligence. That's actually the focus of intelligence. It's one of the functions of intelligence, is to enable us to focus. The mind is just going from one topic to the other. That's the nature of the mind. Like Arjuna compared the mind to the raging wind. But the intelligence is supposed to be on top of that restless mind and force it to focus on the thing that we want to do, the thing that we should do. But it rarely happens. Nowadays, especially, it's the intelligence has taken a backseat position, so the mind is just roaming all over the place. But if we actually want to conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust, as Krishna points out in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, when Arjuna asks this question, what is the reason why, people, they are engaged in so many horrible acts, even as if against their better understanding. They're against their desire. It's almost as if something has taken control of them. They don't want to do it, but still they do it. And so what is Krishna's answer? He says, Kama Isha, Krodha Isha, Rajaguna, Samudbhava. He says it's not actually a different, it's not something outside of them, it's actually because of lust. It's not somebody else's lust, it's my lust. But I have surrendered to that lust, and that lust has now, actually, it's my lust, but it's also my enemy. It's as Krishna says, it's the all-devouring, sinful enemy of this world. And, but we have surrendered to that enemy, and we have allowed that enemy to enter, to infiltrate, and take possession in 3 different places. Krishna points out where this lust is situated: in the mind, in the intelligence, and in the senses. So, because of this, we are in a dire predicament, and but there is a way out. There's a way to conquer this lust. And the way Krishna indicates the way in the 3rd chapter, and he says that even though the mind is very powerful, the senses are very powerful, the intelligence is very powerful, and even though the mind has captured control of them, but above all of them is the self. So, Therefore, Krishna says, he advises Arjuna that by the power of transcendental knowledge, you, armed with the weapon of transcendental knowledge, you can conquer this lust. How do we? Where do we get this weapon? We get it by hearing from Srila Prabhupada. Just in essence, by hearing from Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Then we receive this transcendental knowledge, and what happens is that the intelligence is brought under control. And the intelligence is quite easy to bring under control, because the intelligence is, how should say, it's intelligent. Therefore, when the intelligence is purified by good instructions, it surrenders quite easily. Yes, of course. Obviously, that's what I should be doing. The intelligence is, you realize, you've experienced this. You try to instruct somebody, a person who is just doesn't have any intelligence. Very difficult, because you cannot put sense in that. You give them good, sensible instructions, but it doesn't ring a bell, as they say, because there's no intelligence. Whereas an intelligent, therefore it is said also, it's better to have an intelligent enemy than a foolish friend. Because, if he may be your enemy, but if he's intelligent, you can, he will not, you can deal with him. You can, if you are intelligent, then, by speaking to him in a sensible way, he will accept it, even if his starting point is as an enemy. But so that's the good thing about intelligence. It's fairly easy to bring under control. Just when the intelligence hears, that there's no happiness in the material world. Yes, of course. That I see that. Nobody is happy here. Yes, of course. There's a big show is put up of happiness in the media and advertisement industry. But it's all this, it's so hackneyed, if you think about it, if you analyze it, is that they show these pictures of the happy family, father and mother, and usually a boy and a girl. Yeah, they all smile and they are beautiful and they are young and but how many families look like that? In reality, my family didn't. Not in maybe some rare moments, but it wasn't the rule of the day. I mean, in those. First of all, where are those families? Yeah, among the Indian community, yes, there are some families, but among the local people, how many actually even have a family life? Among the run-of-the-middle Dane, how many of them have a family? I mean, we could make some. I mean, everybody knows it's practically just a myth. It doesn't exist anymore. But still, we buy into it, and we take the bait. Buy this and you will be happy. Go there and you will be happy. Oh yeah, it looks good. Let me try for it. Maybe this time I will not be cheated. I've been cheated 1,000,000 times, but maybe the final time I will. Actually, it will be the real thing. Yeah, come on. We should look through it and see. It isn't just another scam. One scam after the other. Why is it that people don't get it? Because they have no intelligence, basically. And of course, because of lust. In other words, we want to be happy, and we still keep on. We keep hoping that there is some happiness here. And we don't want that hope to be destroyed. We want to keep our hopes in material life, because what else is there? What is the alternative? Just commit suicide. And, many people do that also. Either they directly commit suicide, or they just commit suicide by just by pumping themselves full of all kinds of tranquilizers or happy pills and this and that one. It's just indirect suicide. Just forgetting about the reality of the world, which is that it's, as Krishna puts it very bluntly in Bhagavad-gītā, it's dukkhalayam shashvatam, nityam sukham lokam, so many places. Krishna doesn't make a secret of it, but we don't like to hear that because we are not ready to take up the path of purification of truth. One quote that I always remember from the famous dramatist Henrik Ibsen. They have many quotes they've put in the pavement in Oslo. And one quote is that if you take the happiness away from a person, or if you take the lie of life away from a person, you take away his happiness immediately. This happiness, material so-called happiness, it's based on a lie. But people, they want to perpetuate that lie because they want to be happy. They want to be happy even if their happiness is false. They don't want it to be taken away. Because somehow or another they have lost the hope that there is such a thing as real happiness. But we should not give up that hope. We should always keep it burning, and that is done very well in the association of people of devotees who are actually experiencing that happiness. Srila Prabhupada was one thing that struck those people who had the chance to associate with him, that he was so happy. Here he had this, this serious mission, to try to enlighten the lost souls of Kali Yuga and save humanity from the horrible fate that is awaiting us in this age of Kali. But he wasn't, it wasn't, oh no, how am I going to do that? I don't know. It's so... He was actually like as happy as a child, as somebody put it. By associating with such devotees, such happy devotees, we also become happy, and we realize that actually I am happy. It's my very nature to be happy. I don't have to look elsewhere. It's within me. I'm Satchit Ananda. I just have to look inside and put myself in good association, where I will understand that all of these things that's going on in the world is not important. And not only is it not important, but it's actually it's harmful. It's I should distance myself from the ongoing affairs of modern civilization and put myself under the shelter of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, in one word, Krishna. That's all it takes. Mahatmanas tumam parita daivim prakritim ashritaha. What is a Mahatma? It's a great soul, somebody who takes shelter of Krishna's internal energy, not his external energy. We have a choice. We are marginal energy in between Krishna's internal and external energies, and we have a choice which energy we're going to take shelter of. You're not forced to take shelter of the external energy, but we have chosen to. Well, certainly, the external energy is very persuasive. It exerts a very powerful influence on the conditioned souls. But we still have a free will. We don't have to take, to surrender to that external energy of Krishna, which only has two functions: to cover us over and to drag us down. In other words, to cause us simply suffering. If we realize what's going on, we can make a choice and take shelter of Krishna's internal energy. And then we will be happy. It's as simple as that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
We stop here.